We joined a Future Homes Hub visit to the Eddington community developed by the University of Cambridge. They're addressing water scarcity in the Cambridge area by taking an innovative approach to rainwater management at the site.
So just to give some context of the site, that's the size of it in red. It's northwest Cambridge. It was land that was released from the Greenbelt for the strategic purpose of us providing what we call key worker housing. Our vision was to create this district, a walking distance of Cambridge city centre, but a new community-led space. When we set out on the journey for Eddington, we really wanted to create a sustainable community. That manifests in many different ways, but water was a clear, obvious one.
What are the things that made it happen?
If you are single-minded about wanting a sustainable development, it can be done.
I'm fully aware of the water-stressed area around Cambridge, and Eddington's a perfect example where you can move from 140 odd litres per person today to less than 100 by using a non-potable system.
Some of the local authorities now set limitations on water consumption, and we have to prove that we can obtain that.
So we've got all the usual features that you'd see on a scheme like this in terms of sustainable drainage, SUDs, green roofs, blue roofs, and we also tried to integrating swales into landscapes using very natural means to slow water down.
We've got this lagoon that primarily, its first function is attenuation. So the first job it does is stop water going into Brookleys, which is the brook out the back. Someone very cleverly looked at it and went, we've got this vast volume of water that's just sitting there, why don't we use it? So we got Cambridge Water on board to design a treatment centre for the water in the lagoon. Part of the treatment, of the natural treatment of our water, goes through this reed bed, provides a filtering effect, then goes on to the lagoon. They use very, very little chlorine. Very much a natural treatment of water. There's a set of water criteria set out in the now defunct BS 8565, I think it was, which sets out the bathing standard. And that's what they're treating to. So they're ready to go, basically. There is an extra filter we'll have to put in to get our scheme up and running once we get agreement. And then off we go. We take water out this lagoon, treat it, pump it around back to apartments, houses. I think the scale is the tricky bit that we're still trying to resolve, because no one's done it on this massive scale before. No one's sent so much water on a community-wide scheme. You know, there are some legislative challenges and some practical challenges, but we're committed to getting through those and getting the system working. As far as I can see, this hasn't been done before, and it does come with some challenges. That if you have a community or public water supply, all the water should be potable. That's our challenge, but we think we're pretty close to getting it cracked. So what we're hoping is there'll be some derogations in what we'll be able to do with this water.
You know a bit about the Enabling Water Smart Communities project and what we're trying to do. Have you got thoughts on how we can support this type of approach to happen in other developments?
I think publicise it. When I started talking to other developers, it's not really well known that we've done this.
Sort of encouraging best practice generally, not just amongst developers, but with planning authorities. I think maybe policy needs to reflect that as well.
There's government engagement and government collaboration. So there needs to be some joined up thinking at that kind of level in terms of regulations and legislation. Working with the water industry, working with developers is critical to make sure that water neutrality and nutrient neutrality are addressed. But the key component is working with people, working with customers.
Do you think government can do anything to help and support?
I think if there was funding, if that could be offset so the end user wasn't having to pay for it, great. I know there's not always that availability or option to do that.
Reduction of water use is going to become important, so understanding what the options are and being able to implement those ahead of others, it will give us that competitive advantage.
Residents have been receptive from what I've been told, speaking to a couple of the sales ladies. The bill will be that little bit less because you're not charging for as much treatment as you would with potable water. So there's an added benefit there.
For me, the project has really gained a lot of traction over the last 12, 18 months. And they've done a lot of work associated with water recycling, water reuse, a lot of benchmarking.
The reflection I would have is that we had a lot of people here today, which shows the interest level. It's really good to get that mix of people together.